Hey guys, it's Jess from All Done Dancing. I am going to be filming if my phone will stop dinging. Thanks. Okay. So yes, I've kind of seen a few articles floating around. I read through the Amputee Coalition Facebook page pretty much every day, kind of give my 2 cents to people who are like, what should I do about this or that or whatever, and they're not obviously specifically asking just me, but I like to give, I have a lot of experience. I have 30 years of experience now as an amputee, so I have some tricks that I've gotten, to get me through the day, through the week, through the year, through my life. So, I guess I'll just kind of call it 10 things right now, but if there's a different name by the end, obviously you will know that because you've clicked on this video. So yeah, quickly I'll just say that I lost both of my lower extremities, my legs, at the age of 2 because of meningitis. I had gangrene, and so to save my life, we had to get rid of the gangrene, and so that required my left leg to be kind of at but through knee amputation, and the right leg is below but at the knee as well. I don't know, they're both really complex. I have to have custom everything. That is beside the point. So I'm going to try to make this into a tag. Feel free to do this yourself and just tag me at All Done Dancing. I think that's how it works. I'm not really sure. So every day when I get up, I kind of consider, am I going to work? Am I running errands? Am I going on a trip? Am I doing whatever? And so I kind of just calculate how much walking I'm going to be doing. Am I going to be sweaty? Am I going to be working out? You kind of get the gist of what I'm going for here. So basically, how much walking is there going to be? I walk every day with prosthesis. I don't know why. Every time I film, something's happening. So every time I wear my prosthesis, I have to decide, do I need a bandage? Do I need to wear antiperspirant on my legs, which I will get to later, I guess, or now, I don't know. Yeah, so will there be a lot of walking? Will this be a day where I can kind of veg on the couch and not really do much, which is great for my legs, but also kind of sad for me because I am either working or at home, so it's nice to get out and do stuff. Yeah, so that would be the first one of 10. The next thing that really took me a long time, growing up, we didn't really eat a lot of salads or fresh food. We always just kind of ate what was easy and quick, and there was 3 of us in my household as far as children, and then my mom, so we kind of ate what we could, and that was that. We weren't fully taught you should be eating vegetables, you should be eating fruits, you should be eating protein, blah 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 blah. You get what I'm trying to say. So last December I decided to do the 21-day fix. A friend of mine has been getting really great results and really inspiring. So yeah, I'm doing healthy eating, and I make sure to basically only drink water. And I don't know, this is not a good example. This is tea. I don't drink soda. I don't drink caffeine, unless it's a chai latte, and it probably doesn't count. It's more of a sugar high. Yeah, so I try to drink half my body weight in ounces in water. So basically a gallon of water a day. And if I don't, I feel off. I feel just not very good. I also, going back to the first one, so this third one is shoes I can walk in. Now I typically, I don't know, I don't have any shoes near me because I just cleaned up my house. If I know I'm going to work, I can wear flats, and I don't really have to think about the soles of these shoes because our office is completely carpeted, so I am safe to wear any shoes that I feel like it. If my legs are hurting that day, I try to incorporate pants and tennis shoes. Oh, my other video is successful. Yeah, so I just kind of think about shoes I can walk in. So I like tennis shoes, I like flats, I like flat boots. Sandals are a little bit harder for me. I have to find some that are not separated at the big toe to the rest of the toe situation. And yeah, so I find shoes you can walk in and you trust yourself walking in. If you live in an environment where you're walking up a lot of hills, I would suggest wearing tennis shoes because that will give you the most support. Great. now my stupid screensaver is there. Okay. Next, number 4, sweating and overheating is a big issue. The reason I drink so much water is because I'm sweating constantly and like losing a lot of water from my body, whatever. So I try to rehydrate as much as possible. I try to have like a fan going in my office, which it's just a desk fan. I'm making it sound like you need, I don't know what. Yeah. So, I mean, just staying hydrated, trying not to overheat. We're like in the summer, if you live in a warmer climate, obviously, like wear a tank top and shorts. Like right now, I'm wearing these shorts. Yep, no one can see you. Okay. So these are just shorts that I would wear to like work out. And I could actually just show. So my prosthesis come up to the top of my thigh. Like the thickest part of your thigh is where the top of my prosthesis are. Just stand for the rest of this. So yeah, I think about sweating a lot because I am a sweaty person. What was I saying? Sweating. Okay, leg care. Every night after I take off my prosthesis, I have a video from December, like 2015. So I take off any bandages, I put on lotion, and a lot of times I use lotion that I've gotten from my prosthetist because it's specifically for like very sensitive skin, very like rough and callous skin. I get a lot of calluses, which is kind of gross, but if you keep moisturizing things and like breaking down the calluses, like anyone's heels, like you can stay on top of it, I suppose. Yeah, so let's see, what number are we on? 6. So picking a good doctor and prosthetist is something that's taken me like 30 years to figure out. I kind of took advantage of the doctors that I have had. I had a really great, I think it was pediatrician until I was 24. And then I had to start figuring out like who could help me. And yeah, so I see my plastic surgeon a lot because she knows my story. She's known me since I was 21, so like 11 years. Yeah, so pick a good prosthetist or good doctor and prosthetist. I thought in my city of Madison, Wisconsin, that there was only one place to get my legs worked on, to get prosthesis from and whatever. That is not true. There are probably 10 or 15 places I could have gone, and I didn't know that until 2012 was a big year of change for me. I decided, like, I'm done putting up with this poor service from this company. I'm not going to blast them on the internet, but they weren't giving me prosthesis I could walk in and feel comfortable in and be proud of. Like, you can only see the very tops of these, but these are the best legs I've ever had, and yeah, the same person is making my new pair that hopefully I can figure out that other footage so you guys can see more of them. Hi, hello. Yeah, so make sure you are like testing people out, like you are interviewing them, you're seeing like how they work as a prosthetist, how you work with them, how you can tell them what feels good and what doesn't feel good and what you're expecting out of these prostheses. Like if you're expecting to only wear them like to get out of bed and go into the bathroom, let them know. I expect my legs to look like legs. I expect them to be on for at least 14 hours a day. I want them to feel good, which has been a long time coming. And a lot of people are like, why don't you just, smooth out your legs so they're not so weird and they don't hurt all the time? And that's not the case. Like, I'm not going to start over. So don't let people tell you what you should be doing. So don't take this all with a grain of salt. This is what's either worked or has not worked for me. And these are not very clear-cut things. So I'm going to, in the description, put down the kind of the bullet points, and you can watch this and let me know if this is a good style or something. I'm not really sure. So number 7, I would say, is don't be afraid to travel. I love traveling. I fly by myself. I go across the country. I go out of the country. Yes, sometimes it is scary. And I keep getting my stupid screensaver. Also my cat. Yeah, don't be afraid to travel. I'm going on a road trip tomorrow afternoon with my grandma to visit my brother and my new nephew, which is really exciting. I've never been to Virginia or the East Coast really, so we're driving, and that is kind of difficult on my body, but as long as I'm like getting up and moving or able to take off a prosthesis every now and then when I'm not driving, that will be awesome. And I know my body, like basically figure out your body, like what you can handle. Test your limits though too. Like don't just rest on your laurels or whatever that means. I know what it means, but I was quoting that movie Bring It On from like 2001. Excuse me. Yeah, figure out, let's see, that was 7, 8. So getting around without your prosthesis. So if you're just a single amputee, like just one limb is missing and not two, you're going to have to figure out like how you're going to get around, like how you're getting from your bed to the bathroom or to the kitchen or to work. I'm missing both of my legs, so I don't need another assistive device. I literally sit and kind of propel myself forward like this, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. My family's always called it like scooting, so yeah, that's how I get around. I'm gonna maybe at some point maybe have pictures, or I don't know, maybe someday I will post a video of me moving around without my prosthesis, but I mean normally all I'm doing is like going to take a shower, so it's kind of pointless for me to film that. Yeah, but you're gonna want to understand how to get around, so definitely talk to your prosthetist like, hey, now I'm missing half of my leg and I need to, go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and I don't live with anybody. What would you suggest? And I know you can get things like, not stubbies because that's for people missing both of their legs, but you can get, it's kind of like a crutch, I believe, is from what I've gathered from the various like amputee coalition people. Also just like a wheelchair if you have hardwood floors. I have carpet, which is kind of a bummer and it's kind of gross, but I guess it's all right. Yeah, liner care. If you have prosthesis that are, I guess, elevated suction is what I have. So I used to have belts that would go, around my waist, and now these are just attached to my legs. So I am an elevated suction. It took me 27 years to get these, so if you are a recent amputee, don't fret. Like, you're not, just because the first one you get has like a strap, or you're doing a pin and lock, or you're doing whatever. I'm not really sure of all of the different types because I am from old school, like amputee, like old school. I'm just old school with all of this, I guess. Yeah. So figure out how to take care of your liners. I don't wash mine every day. I mean, if I'm sweating, I do. Like, I have 2 pairs, so I can have one pair being washed and dried, and I just wash it while I'm in the shower, which sounds kind of funny, but I just use baby shampoo or Dawn dish soap, and either one of those, just a very gentle, mild, like, soap on these silicone liners is good. I know some people spray alcohol and kind of wipe it down every day, and if that works for you, great. Alcohol and skin don't really mix in my opinion. I have very sensitive skin, like I'm very sensitive to various adhesives that I put on my body, so I don't really like putting alcohol on things unless I'm like, oh, this is the only way I'm gonna get this clean right now. Then I will do that. Was that 10? Let's see, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so the last one is knowing your limits, which I kind of touched upon for walking or traveling. So I know that I can, if I have a sore, if I walk too much, if I've fallen and bruised myself, if I'm just generally sick, like I know how much I can walk in a day, or I let people know, like, hey, I'll go shopping with you, but just every so often I'm going to need to sit down, and people are cool with that. I also have handicap parking, and a lot of people see me and they don't think that I am the person who should be using that. They think that I've like stolen my grandmother's handicap parking, or, you know, somebody else who's elderly and in a wheelchair. So don't be afraid to tell people, like, no, that's for me. I'm an amputee, and I'm sorry you don't think so, but yeah, I'm parking here because now I'm going to walk around this store, and then I'm going to have to come back out. And that's a lot. That's, you know, exhausting. A lot of times when I do go shopping and there's like a cart or a trolley, buggy, I don't know, you know, a cart where you put your items inside, I will get that to kind of alleviate any pressure from walking or standing too long. Especially at like the grocery store, I always have a trolley. I don't get like a basket because that throws off my balance. But yeah, knowing your limits is so important. Like, but again, don't let your limits limit you. Like, kind of work around them. Like, if you know, like, oh, I'm going to be in a wedding this weekend and I have to stand for 10 hours in a row. First of all, if you're in a wedding, they probably know you pretty well, and they will understand like that you're going to need to sit down when you're not taking pictures, when you're not up at the, you know, the front of the room. So the days leading up to that, for instance, like a couple weeks ago, I was in a wedding and I knew like, oh, this is a lot of standing. So I made sure that the night before the wedding that my prostheses were off from 9 p.m. until 11 a.m. And that is really way longer than they're ever off normally. So yeah, just know your limits and know what you're capable of, and know that you don't have to listen to other people. You don't even have to listen to me. I'm just saying this is what has worked so far in my life. Yeah. And just understanding like you need to take care of your legs, and you need to know, like, I don't know, just ask your doctor, ask your prosthetist lots of questions. And if you are lucky enough to like have a nice support group in your community, I believe there's one here, but so far it's always met when I was in class. So I guess I could join it now because I'm done. But yeah, thank you for watching. And again, I'm going to write the 10 things down below because this is just kind of me standing up and talking to you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll have 2 videos kind of posting at the same time. So be sure to check out the prosthesis casting round 2 if that's available. If not, I will make a note that it didn't work again. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye!